Hello everyone, my name is Nur Amira Farisa binti Ahmed Tarmizi and my matric number is 205866. So today I as a presenter will present and explain about the topic that I had choose, which is are we still evolving in taking care of personal hygiene? Before we proceed to know the answer, either it is yes or no, let me show all of you one quote. The quote is practice good personal hygiene, wash your hands before you eat, be aware of good clean water and food sources by James Wright. This quote actually tells us how important to take good care about our personal hygiene. We have to wash our hands, we need to bath, and all these things to make sure we are in good condition daily. So what is personal hygiene? According to Oxford English Dictionary 2018, the word hygiene is defined as a conditions or practices conducive to maintaining health and preventing disease, especially through cleanliness. Personal hygiene is how you care for your body, and this practice includes bathing, washing your hands, brushing your teeth, and many more. So, based on our observation, is it true we still evolve in taking care of our personal hygiene? The answer is yes. Before I show the evidence, let me introduce all of you with types of personal hygiene. Actually, we have various types of personal hygiene. Depends on the individual how they want to practice it. But the famous ones are toilet hygiene, shower hygiene, teeth hygiene, and hands hygiene. For example, for the toilet hygiene, such as we wash our hands after we use the restroom, and for the shower hygienes, like we showering with soap and we wash our hair using shampoo at least twice a week. And the teeth hygiene is a normal thing we do where everyone brush our teeth and we floss our teeth daily. We use antibacterial mouthwash and we brush at least twice a day. And the last one is hands hygiene. Hands hygiene like toilet hygiene too, which is we need to wash our hands after we use the restroom, after we changing a baby diapers, we helping someone clean themselves, or when we cleaning a cut or wound because there's a lot of bacteria. Okay. Okay, now we move on to what is the proof that we still evolve in taking care of our personal hygiene. This is a book that I found which the writer is tell a story about the history how humans evolved in taking care of the cleanliness. The title of the book is The Clean Body: A Modern History by Peter Ward. Professor Emeritus at the University of British Columbia explores the transformation of body care habits in the West over the past 4 centuries, which between 17th century until 21st century. And I just want to share what he highlighted in his book, and it also as an evidence for our topic today. First of all, he mentioned about buffing. In the 17th century, most people in the upper class seldom or never bath. They occasionally just wash their face and hands and kept themselves clean by changing the white linens under their clothing. When they just change their clothes, they just wash their hand and face without brushing your teeth, without taking a bath. But they undergo evolution when in the 18th century, bathing was gaining acceptance among the wealthy as a new form of personal care, which in upper-class circles everywhere, men and women began to see a new value in being clean, and bathing is a new pathway to cleanliness, and it starts from the upper class to the middle class where everyone starts to accept bathing as a form of new personal care. And in the 21st century, which is now, in the modern life, everyone is buffing with the creation of various bath soaps and shampoo, such as anti-dandruff and bath soap with extra lavender, extra sakura, and we also have a lot of invention to attract people to take care of the personal hygiene, such as invention of shower, a big pool, and bathtub. So day by day, we evolving from people who don't like to bath to the person who love bathing, with so many inventions as I mentioned before to attract us to take care about our personal hygiene to be a healthy person, uh, which we always bath using a hot water, we soak in the bathtub, and it is one of the improvement and to highlight how important to take a bath. The second thing he mentioned in his book is about wash hand. In the 18th century, Louis Pasteur discovered the link between microbes and the transmission of disease. Actually, it's one of type of promoter that cleans hand from messes because on that time people don't know what is they don't even know about what is the important to wash their hands. But after the discovering, they know that disease can transmit between our hands. And in the 19th century, washing hands was common in most Western countries by the 1920s and 1930s. So, generally speaking, the personal cleanliness revolution came later in rural than in urban environment. Means in the 19th century, people start to accept washing hands because they start to know what is the important for us to wash our hands. And in the 21st century, we undergo evolution when frequent hand washing has become a widespread practice against the spread of COVID-19. As we know, we are in a new norm, which is we are fight with the COVID-19. So wash our hands is one step as a precaution step to avoid from being infected by the COVID-19. And also we use a hand sanitizer as a precaution. But people in the past just take this as an example, as a simple issue, as a simple matter. If they don't wash their hands before eat, they just can use fork and spoon. But nowadays, even they use fork and spoon, they still need to wash their hands and sanitize it as a precaution from COVID-19. This is example why I said we evolve from one generation to one generation in taking care of our personal hygiene. And the last one, which is this is another example from me, but not stated in the book, which is about use of sanitary pad. Use of sanitary pad also one of type personal hygiene for women when we undergo a menstrual cycle. But in the 17th century, most women use rags, cotton, or sheep wool in their underwear to stem the flow of menstrual blood. Knitted pads, rabbit fur, even grass were all used by women to handle their periods. But it undergoes evolution when first pads were made from wool pulp and aged by nurses in France. It was very absorbent, cheap enough to throw away afterwards, but on that time, women did not feel comfortable asking for this product, and some of it are too expensive for most women. And once again, the sanitary pad undergo is evolved to the earliest disposable pads, which is the linear end were extended front and back so as to fit through loops in a special pattern, meaning it gives it make women feel comfortable when wear it. It was notorious for sleeping either forward or back. But lastly, once again, this sanitary pad evolved from to the adhesive strip was placed on the bottom of the pad for attachment to the saddle of the panties, and this became a favorite method of women. Which from this outline, we can see that people start to take care about the personal hygiene when they undergo menstrual cycle. They want something that can comfort them, then that can make them feel comfortable when they wear, which is to start to develop to start educate themselves with personal hygiene. And in the 1980s, the belted sanitary napkin quickly disappeared. What is the importance we evolve in taking care of our personal hygiene? First of all, it is to kill bad bacteria or virus. Why? Because nowadays a lot of disease that caused by bacteria and virus around us. Therefore, we need improvement and evolve to a better way to not be infected through taking care about our personal hygiene. And second one, it is for a good health and prevent sickness. It is to make sure we can carry out our daily routine perfectly, since today most people prioritize their work compared to the personal health. So maybe through personal hygiene it can help them to prevent sickness. The third is improve personality. Nowadays, personality is number one. If you are applying for a job, you must look neat and fresh. If you are not brush your teeth, for example, automatically you will be rejected because you are not aware about yourself. You are not brush your teeth. People will feel uncomfortable with you. And the fourth is the actions we do also clean. For example, after we use the toilet, but we don't wash our hand after that, and then we touch food and we serve to others. The bacteria in our hands may affect other people when they will get food poisoning or diarrhea because of our action does not clean. It will affect others for being sick. Last but not least, it enhances the self-discipline. When you apply it as a daily routine, it means you are trying to be a disciplined people because when you wake up from your sleep, you start your routine with brush your teeth and take a bath, and it shows you try to be a disciplined people through the daily routine of your personal hygiene. So, as a conclusion before I end my presentation today, why I say we evolve in personal hygiene because people nowadays very concerned with personal hygiene. Many inventions were created to help people in daily life and we evolve from the old one or traditional one to the modern life. And it is parallel with our brain development, which our brain also evolved simultaneously with time. We have to live in a modern way, since now it is a modern time and a modern life. All the evidences that I mentioned before was enough to prove that we still evolve in taking care of our personal hygiene. So I think that is all from me. Thank you.